So I got the cab back here not too long ago for the BX2350. I got it back from Steve, the guy who was doing some welding on it, and did a pretty darn good job. Got quite a lot of work done. It's got some more work yet to be done. It's made out of 18 gauge steel and 1 by 1 inch square tubing. So one of the things that needs to be done still is take that and use a plasma cutter to cut out the window openings, which I've got marked out here. I think what I'm going to do is put some Lexan, some polycarbonate windows in there with some trim lock gasket, and so it'll be the same on both the doors. The window, the front window, Steve was pretty concerned with being able to get out in case of an emergency. So it's got some wedges that are holding it in right now. Some gasket material is going to go in there, so that's why the wedge is, because I've got an extra 1/4 inch of space. But I found these latches work pretty well. So if ever I need to exit out of the front window of the vehicle, I can just pull these latches and the front window comes right out. Just like that. So one of the issues that I had to deal with was the windshield wiper motor. And I think the best solution, I tried a number of different places. I tried it down in this lower right hand corner, tried it in all 4 of the corners, and this seemed to reduce the visibility the least. So on the front window, because the wiper is going to be going over it and the polycarbonate scratches somewhat easily, I'm going to put in some laminated safety glass, or have it put in. And after we get that opening cut out with the plasma cutter. So one of the issues that we had to deal with on this BX2350 is it's got the rear remote hydraulics. So Steve kind of got creative here, building a piece that insets into the ROPS, but still gives enough clearance for the seat. So he kind of had to do some metal origami folding around that, but it turned out pretty nicely. This back piece, so the original intent was to have a window put in, the same as the doors and the front windshield, with probably some polycarbonate and locking gasket. But I think what I'm going to do instead is get a piece of 1/8 inch polycarbonate, and that stuff bends fairly easily. So I'm going to use this piece of 18 gauge steel, which Steve bent pretty nicely around this back panel. I'm going to use this kind of as a template, and I'm going to heat that polycarbonate up and bend it to this same shape, so the whole back panel will just be clear and I can see right through it. So got some seam sealer to put on wherever I need to waterproof the cab. I'll prime it first with some metal etching primer, probably a couple coats of that, and then I'll seal the seams. This is after I get the window openings cut out and be ready for paint, and then we'll get some glass in it. Got a shelf up there where I'll put some of the electronic controls, spot to stash my gloves. It turned out pretty nice so far.